We the real world changers, because I had a group of educators who spoke life into me, and I'm looking at the impact I'm making across the world. And if they could just see me now, if they could just see what their sacrifice produced, if they could see what their hard work produced, if they could see what their love produced, if they could see what their faith produced. And the problem with most educators and people of influence over this newer generation today, the problem with most of them is they don't have eyes of faith. I'm that student where I had struggles in schools, like I'm that guy. My mom had me when she was 16 years old. I went through all sorts of struggles and failures, drug and alcohol abuse. My story is long. Diagnosed with ADHD. I went to 3 different schools for the 9th grade. And so when I go to the schools, I'm telling them your condition is not your conclusion. Like where you are right now, that's temporary. Many of the young students I work with, I'm in all these schools all over America. Y'all know I'm on a mission to reach 1 million students this year. I'm letting them know, like, your DNA doesn't determine your destiny, your decisions do. I'm thinking of all the students here in California, all the students here in Reading, in Fresno, like all these students, many of them will rather work in the field than be in school because they don't value education. If I could just get my hands on them and let them know, like, man, there is so much power and value in education, and though I haven't touched them right now, I can touch you, and you're the real change makers. So my message to you is, you look at someone like me, I had issues. I promise you, I once was lost, but now I'm found, and I'm experiencing something different now, and it was through the value of education. Those educators who showed up every single day, and they poured into me, and they encouraged me, and they loved on me. They didn't let me do whatever. They gave me a hard time. They challenged me, but it was because of love. Like, I could feel it. Like, these students not dumb. You're not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell if somebody really don't like you, like if they're just tolerating you. And I've got a group of educators that was like, no, I'm excited to be here, Jeremy. This is going to be your year. And because they spoke life to me on a continual basis, you know what I did? I believed them. I eventually let that wall down, and I began to work with those who wanted to work with me. Now when you look at me now, and I just finished my 7th book. Our team, we just wrote a curriculum, next level students. I'm thinking, like, what do I had troubles reading when I was in school. What do I got? I got no business writing books and curriculums and being a published author. Like, what does that look like? I've been to South Africa, I can't tell you how many times over the past 2 years. Australia 3 times in the past 3 years speaking for conferences. I've been to Bangalore, India. Like, I'm thinking, like, how are people finding me? Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm doing? It's the seed that was planted start growing. Those educators who spoke years into me 10, 15, 20 years ago, those seeds start growing, and I just continue to press forward. I still hear what they were telling me. I still hear the challenges. I still hear the words of affirmation. And so what you do, every single day, you just keep putting that work in. You keep showing up, you keep serving, and you got no clue what you're going to experience. It's like a mental fight. But I believe that if we stay faithful, I believe that we're consistent with that, the work that we do is eventually going to take place in their lives. These kids are looking for more, and you are that more. So you might not have the cape, you might not have the spider webs coming out of here, you might not have the hammer, you might not that Iron Man boy, like, you might not have that. You might not turn into a Hulk, like, you might not be a superhero like that, but let me tell you something. Like, all that stuff fictional. Y'all the real superheroes.
Hey, what's up? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check this out. You gotta subscribe because I've got so many more videos in store for you. And when they come out, I want them to come directly to you. So click subscribe and let's keep building together.